Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. I'm obviously... Come on! I'm obviously going the right way because we ran into those people. Oops. Thank you. Crap, looks like we've got company. Don't think you're gonna walk out here the same way you came in. All we need to do is buy some time for Don Khan and Josette to escape. Trying to shield your masters to the bitter end, eh? Though it's a ridiculous thing to do, your spirit is admirable. Then I wonder if beating them into the ground might be a way to honor their sacrifice. Let's take them down. Okay then. Joshua. What can you do? Bind whip. Oof. It's a pretty good critical. Excuse me, everyone. Oh my god, obliterated. Oh, you're killing me. Goodbye. They got destroyed. Jesus. There can't be that many. There can't be any more of them. Huh? What's this? The army. Hey, it's the reporters. How'd the army find out about this place? That liar. Things weren't supposed to go down like this. Hey, get your dirty mitts off me. Hey, what's going on here? Okay. So those are the ringleaders of the Sky Bandits. I'm surprised there's such a young woman, too. How about you shut your yap and start taking some good pictures? What are the chances of getting another scoop like this? Why are you complaining? Ooh, this guy. What advice did I give him? So about it, Niall. Is it enough to help you write a decent article? You bet it is. I'm grateful you took us along. Oh, and would you mind if we took a picture of you while you're at it? What do you think, General Morgan? Do as you like. This plan was successful thanks to your genius. In all honesty, this is truly something to boast about. No, this was the result of accuracy in the Intelligence Division's analysis. And thanks to the cooperation of those of you standing over there. What? What are you guys... I mean, how the heck... What's going on here exactly? It's you kids again. Hey, look, it's Estelle and Joshua. Bracers, why are you here? Just for the record, I'll tell you, we infiltrated this place one step ahead of you. Again. And the entire hideout has been subdued. We chased the fleeing Sky Bandit leaders up this way, but I never would have guessed the Royal Army's patrol ships would be waiting. Once again, you've overstepped your bounds. With all due respect, General, it was because of them that our military strike saw this level of success. Therefore, shouldn't we, in turn, recognize their achievements? Do as you wish. I'll leave the rest up to your discretion. I'll return to the ship and see what information I can get out of these sky bandits. Very well, General. Take all the dudes, too. Why don't you take... Oh, there they go. That old man's as stubborn as ever. He's not a bad person. He just lacks a little flexibility. That aside, where are the other sky bandits and the hostages? The other lackeys should be lying all over the place unconscious. As for the hostages, we have them waiting in the same room they were imprisoned in. I see. You've done this nation a great service. Please leave the transportation and hostages to us. Let's move, Captain Amalthea. Yes, Colonel. Have fun, dudes. Wait for me, Colonel. I'd really like to interview you kids, but this time the Colonel is top priority. But if we have an opportunity, I'd appreciate doing one with you too. See you later, Estelle and Joshua. I just had a stroke that entire... Oh, God, what is wrong with me? My. You had your whole shining moment uprooted and stolen just like that. You got that right. Don't let it bother you, Estelle. The Bracer's role has always been that of the unsung hero, and there's no reason for us to stand out. That sounds about right, yeah. Dad always made a point of staying in the background, too. Really? I never noticed. Where is Dad? I guess that's the one problem we still gotta figure out. Where's Dad now? What's he doing? Why hasn't he tried to contact us? It looks like there's nothing else left for us to do here. In the meantime, let's get back to Bose and report what happened with the incident. We'll try and figure out what to do about your dad after that. Okay. Sure. I really appreciate all your hard work. It appears that my impression about you was right. I knew that you would come through and bring us closure on this incident. Yeah, but the army took off with all the glory. So I don't know if we could exactly say that we solved the case. No, that's not true. If you hadn't been there, I don't know if the army's raid would have been so successful. Backed into a corner as they were, the Sky Bandits may very well have harmed the hostages. Agreed. Everything worked out because you infiltrated their hideout and took them ahead of time. You should be proud of what you've done. You really think so? It's true that the hostages were freed and the Sky Bandits arrested, but it's a bit vexing to know that there's some unanswered questions left. The men who appeared at the Valeria Lakeshore and the mystifying attitude of the leader of the Sky Bandits, I think we should consider that there's a lot behind this incident we don't know about. Well, I would leave that part up to the Royal Army to figure out. With all the culprits being detained by them, there's really not much left we can do. Anyway, we should just be glad that all the hostages came back safe. Thanks to the news about the arrest of the Sky Bandits, things have returned to normal here in the town. As a token of my thanks, I've added a bit of a bonus to your reward. Really? Are you okay with that? Haha, of course I am. I'd like to thank you too, Oliver. I just hope that my work is worth the price of that Grand Chardonnay. Yes, in fact, there was change to spare. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and if anything comes up, I'd greatly appreciate your help again. Good day. Wow. Nice that someone appreciates us. I'm sure that if the incident had gone on any longer, it would have caused much more confusion. It's probably only natural that the mayor is as happy as she is. Now I'm starting to feel all giddy inside. I don't think a Bracer could be any more happy knowing her work helped out a bunch of other people. If you say so, but I think it's safe to say that you're no longer greenhorns. Honestly, the two of you really surprised me this time. You think so? At any rate, please accept your assessment and pay for clearing up the incident. Wow. Here's the pay the mayor was talking about. It's a very, very nice sum, and this from me. Isn't this a recommendation from the Bose branch? Is it alright that you give this to us so soon? Of course, it would be downright rude of me not to recommend you after solving such an incident. Please accept it. Thank you, Lugrin. We'll work hard so that we don't bring any embarrassment on this recommendation. Great work, you two. I'm sure your father would be extremely pleased if he heard the news. Sure. You're probably right. I wonder what on earth Cassius could be doing right now. Not contacting the guild is one thing, but not contacting his family is a completely different matter. Yes, it's definitely not like him. After he suddenly disembarked from the airliner on Bose, I wonder where he could have gone. Excuse me, please. Aren't you that receptionist from the landing port? What's the matter? You see, we received some cargo stolen by the Sky Bandits, and some of the pieces were a number of parcels addressed to the Bracers Guild. I'm here to deliver one of them today. I appreciate you doing that, but wait a minute. Why is there something addressed to this branch when the airliner left Bose to begin with? It's actually addressed to the Roland branch, but aren't Cassius Bright's family members here? What? That's us, but... Oh, perfect. We contacted the Roland branch and they said you came here. Here you are. This is the parcel. Estelle was given both the letter and parcel. This letter. Yep, it's in Dad's handwriting. It's addressed to Joshua and I at the Roland branch. It seems as if he just scribbled it out before he got off the airliner. I guess Dad didn't intend with getting in contact with us after all. Oh. Well, that's good to hear. So that parcel's from your dad, too? No, this one looks like it was sent to my dad by someone else. Huh? That's odd. Yeah, the sender hasn't written their name anywhere. Okay, my business here is done. I'll be on my way. Oh, and one thing, good job at helping arrest those Sky Bandits. You Bracers sure do excellent work. Hey, thanks, bud. To think that a clue about your father would be mixed with the airliner's cargo. Feel free to use the lounge upstairs to read his letter if you like. Thanks, Lugren. Well then, let's have a look at the contents, shall we? You're so nosy, Oliver. Do you mind telling me what we're still doing here? It's just a plain and simple curiosity, that's all. Why did your father disembark the airliner prior to its departure? Were I forced to wait around for an answer, that question would stick in my mind, so I'd never be able to sleep at night. And you're telling me this because... Oh, how heartless and cruel you can be to a companion who have traveled aside you. Just who is it you have to thank for being able to infiltrate the Sky Bandits' hideout, I wonder? Alright already. You could be a rather obnoxious fellow, I hope you know. I guess we don't have much of a choice. Or depending on the content, we may have to ask that you leave, okay? Oh, of course, I understand. Alright, let's see what he has to say. Estelle started by cutting the letter's seal. Dear Estelle and Joshua, I'm sure you probably already figured out the jobs I left for you, right? I'm also sure there are many things you have trouble with in the beginning, but take each one step at a time. I know you both can succeed. Anyway, it turns out that I've had a little trouble in my own work, and unfortunately it looks like I won't be able to make it home for quite some time. Don't expect my return until after the Queen's birthday celebration. I'm really sorry that things turned out like they did, but you should be grown up enough not to be lonely while I'm away. So until I get back, I'll leave it up to both of you to decide how you want to live. You're free to continue working in Roland, or free to pursue qualifying as a senior bracer. Your 16th year is a vintage time in your life, so make sure not to waste it. Please give my regards to Charizard and Ida. Cassius Bright. That seems like the type of letter your father would write. It touches lightly on things, but it's full of consideration towards the both of you. Yeah, it looks that way. The Queen's birthday celebration, is it? What I've heard, that's still a ways off. Yep, it's about 2 or 3 months away, which means it'd be a perfect time to take a small trip. I really wonder where your father is and what he's up to. Forget about that, let's focus on what's in the package. With an unknown sender, there's bound to be something interesting inside. To be honest, I'm pretty curious myself, but we shouldn't be opening things addressed to my dad. Why don't you think of it this way? It was a package delivered by an unknown sender, about the time your father disappeared. The two might be related, you know? That's true. Oliver. Don't coax Estelle into doing something to satisfy your own curiosity. Actually, though, Oliver does have a good point. Instead of leaving it until our dad comes home, it might be worth looking into. Okay, let's check it out. Estelle opened the parcel from the unknown sender. Inside was a shiny black hemispherical device. Also enclosed was a single memo with the item. What's this supposed to be? It's an ornament, although I'm not sure what it's used for. Let's see what the memo says. I was able to secure the item the aforesaid group was carrying, so please take care of it. Ask Professor R to do an analysis of it when you find an opportunity. K. That's it? Yep, looks like the sender didn't write anything else. Sherry, do you have any idea of who K or Professor R might be? I hate to say this, but I don't have a clue either. Your father's pretty well known, so there's a possibility those people could be foreigners. If this is the only thing we've got to go on, then I'm honestly about ready to throw in the towel. What the heck is this black ornament anyway? From the shape alone, it doesn't look like it's anything intended for general use, although it feels a little similar to a battle ornament. Even so, it's quite different. A normal battle ornament has slots in which to install quartz, but this one has none. Maybe this one is an artifact. An artifact? Precisely. An artifact is an ornament created by an ancient civilization. Artifacts are models for all ornaments produced today. They're still occasionally discovered in ruins, and for the most part, the Septine Church has custody over them. They're a type of antique, so to speak. But this one doesn't appear to be that old. It looks to me like it was made recently. You're right about that. However, this one almost seems like a black market item. Geez, now look at what's happened because of my good-for-nothing dad. Doesn't he know we're all worried about him? Estelle? Now he's getting some sketchy item from an unknown sender. Wonder what has gotten into Dad. Estelle. You know, Estelle, I've been thinking. How about we continue our journey? Huh? Joshua? That's what Dad wrote in his letter, right? He said, or you're free to pursue qualifying as a senior brazier. Yeah, he did say that, but we've already managed to get recommendations from Roland and Bose, right? All that's left are Ruin, Zace, and Grunsel. Only those three. If we do jobs as we travel around to those other regions, we might just hear something about where Dad is or what he's doing. I think we're worrying ourselves for nothing considering Dad's skills, and there's also the possibility that he may even travel abroad. But I think getting off our own dust is better than just sitting around and waiting. We might be able to find this Professor R, too. Joshua? What? You're a genius! Estelle, what are you talking about? This is like killing two birds with one stone, or maybe even 10. Sometimes I hate you for being so smart. So, should I consider that a yes? Oh, is it ever? Yes, yes, triple yes. Trained to be senior bracers as we travel around Blueboro and exposing what that no-good middle-aged man has been doing in the process. I think you're somehow missing the point. It looks like she's back to her old self. I guess it's settled then. Oliver, no one said you get to come. Oh, we're leaving Oliver and Shara, okay. Well, take care. I'm going to head back to Roland now. That said, I'm still a little worried about you two. Are you sure you don't need me to come along? Give it a rest, Shara. We'll be fine. The whole reason we're going on this trip is to become senior bracers. We wouldn't be training anymore if you came with us. If you didn't go back, the Roland branch would have a hard time managing things. Don't worry about that. We'll figure out a way to get things done. Well, if you insist. It's pretty rare that someone your age is aiming to be senior bracer status, so don't overdo it. And if you're in any trouble, contact the Roland branch. You got it? I'll come running no matter where you are. Sure. Thanks, Shara. And same goes for you. Don't get yourself too liquored up. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Alright. I'll watch the number of drinks. Never fear, dear children. You can count on me to protect fair Shara. And why are you headed to Roland? Not to mention with Shara? That's because I've tasted all there is to taste at the local dishes here in Bose. I thought it's about time I turned my attention towards another region. As for Roland's cuisine, I've heard the produce is just to die for, so that's what I'm looking forward to next. That's pretty much it. He says he wants me to introduce him to a nice restaurant and some lovely vegetables, or some nonsense. Since he's so persistent, I only agreed to him coming along under the condition that he goes drinking with me at the bar. We'll never see him alive again. Oliver, I really hope you understand what you've promised her. I could die for the likes of a fine woman and food. Part of me longs to be at your side as you continue your journey, Joshua, but after many agonizing hours of consideration, I've decided to accompany fair Scheherazade instead. I think I'll be better off with you a safe distance from me. Well, have fun, but I'm warning you, don't you dare make any trouble in Roland, hear me? And here's another piece of advice, when Cher's at the bar, watch out. That's when the gloves come off. I'm seriously not joking when I say you should beware. How dare you speak about your mentor like that, Estelle? And besides, Ina's coming along too. Yeah, she's even worse than you. The gloves come off, huh? Is that perchance what you and Estelle were talking about before? Yes, Estelle said it best, though. It was nice knowing you. Well, yes, it was a pleasure. The Roland-bound airliner will be departing shortly. All passengers, please board the airship now. Well, Ollie boy, it looks like it's time for us to leave. Come on now, we'd better hurry and get a move on. Sure, wait, can't we talk this over? I'd really appreciate it if I had just a little more time to think things through. Surely you're not getting cold feet already. If you consider yourself a man, then quit acting like a ninny. Yeah. See you later, Scheherazade. Give regards to everyone in Roland. Have a wonderful trip, you two. I'm getting a weird vibe that Scheherazade was like the guest star party member I thought she was. Because I feel like there's a chance we see Oliver again as a party member. I don't feel like there's a chance we see Scheherazade again. At least in our party. Oh, well, that's the end of chapter 1. That's love and peace, baby. That's where we're going to end this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.